The end of Little House on the Prairie wasn't due to bad ratings, it was power struggles, feuds, and a shocking final act that tore the cast apart. Based on Laura Ingalls Wilder's autobiographical books, the show almost never happened. Former NBC executive Ed Friendly saw potential in the series, but his vision of gritty realism clashed with Michael Landon's sentimental approach. Landon, fresh off Bonanza, agreed to direct the pilot in 1973, but only if he could play Charles Ingalls. Once cast, he seized full creative control, becoming producer, head writer, and frequent director. He softened the show's hardships, insisting on clean-shaven characters, polished sets, and heartwarming family themes. Friendly wanted historical accuracy, barefoot children, worn-down homes, and real survival struggles. But Landon disagreed. When tensions escalated, Landon gave NBC an ultimatum: back him or lose him. The network chose Landon, forcing Friendly into a silent partner role with no creative control. Ed Friendly once joked that Michael Landon's version should have been called How Affluent Is My Prairie, criticizing how far it strayed from Laura Ingalls Wilder's vision. Despite behind-the-scenes battles, the March 30th, 1974 pilot was a massive success, leading NBC to order a full series. Melissa Gilbert, just 9 years old, was chosen from 500 hopefuls to play Laura Ingalls. Landon didn't want a polished child actor, he wanted someone real. Gilbert's warmth and emotion won him over, and he affectionately called her Half Pint, both on and off screen. She played Laura from 1974 to 1983, becoming one of TV's most beloved young actresses. By 1985, at just 21 years old, she became the youngest actress to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Her real-life adoptive brother, Jonathan Gilbert, also joined the cast as Willie Olson. And while her on-screen rivalry with Allison Arngrim, Nellie Olson, was intense off-screen, they became close friends. Karen Grassel, who played Caroline Ingalls, was a last-minute casting decision. A theater-trained actress with little TV experience, she impressed Landon with her chemistry and brought a strong maternal presence to the show. However, she often felt her character was sidelined and clashed with Landon over wanting deeper storylines. Ironically, Allison Arngrim originally auditioned for Laura, but was instead cast as Nellie Olson, a role that made her one of the most unforgettable TV villains. Despite creative struggles and personal tensions, Little House on the Prairie became one of the most beloved family dramas of all time. With her golden curls and sharp tongue, Nellie Olson was Walnut Grove's biggest troublemaker. Allison Arngrim played the role so convincingly that fans assumed she was just like Nellie in real life. In truth, she was warm and funny, later embracing her character through books and public appearances. Catherine McGregor, Harriet Olson, brought a different energy. Instead of a simple villain, she made Harriet hilarious and over-the-top, even writing an 8-page backstory to deepen the role. Together, she and Arngrim created a mother-daughter duo that added humor and chaos, balancing the show's emotional depth with mischief. When Little House on the Prairie premiered on September 11, 1974, it faced early skepticism. Critics compared it to The Waltons, and some mocked Michael Landon's polished appearance as too glamorous for a pioneer father. Yet, viewers connected instantly. After a strong pilot debut, 26.2 rating, the first season ranked number 13 in Nielsen ratings. A time slot change to Mondays in 1976 helped the show climb, reaching number 7 by season 4, making it NBC's top scripted series. By the mid-1970s, it was a nationwide phenomenon, and a 1975 Scholastic poll named it America's favorite show among young audiences. Beyond family-friendly storytelling, Little House tackled bold issues. The Wisdom of Solomon, Season 3, explored racism, featuring a black boy willing to sell himself into servitude for an education. Home Again, Season 9, shocked audiences with Albert Ingalls' morphine addiction, a rare topic for TV at the time. Little House on the Prairie wasn't just a family drama. It tackled serious issues like sexual assault, Sylvia, child abuse, Child of Pain, disability, Mary Ingalls' blindness, and women's rights, a matter of faith. These stories made the show more than historical fiction. They reflected real struggles that remain relevant today. Despite its huge success, the show was often overlooked by major awards. Over 9 seasons, it earned 16 Emmy nominations, winning 4 times, including Outstanding Cinematography, He Was Only 12, 1982, and Outstanding Music, The Craftsman, 1980. In 1978, Melissa Sue Anderson, Mary Ingalls, became the youngest actress nominated for lead actress in a drama for her blindness storyline. Though she didn't win, it proved the show had dramatic depth. However, off-screen tensions ran deep. Karen Grassel, Caroline Ingalls, clashed with Michael Landon over pay disputes. When she asked for a raise, he dismissed her, claiming her role wasn't as valuable. Afterward, she believed he cut her scenes and even mocked her on set. Though they reconciled before his death in 1991, their on-screen marriage hid real-life tensions. Not all conflicts involved Landon. Melissa Gilbert, Laura, and Melissa Sue Anderson, Mary, played sisters on screen but were distant in real life. Gilbert described Anderson as cold and hard to connect with, possibly due to her strict stage mother's influence. She even recalled Anderson's mother driving a car with a license plate reading 3 Missy, reinforcing their exclusive world. The distance between Melissa Gilbert, Laura, and Melissa Sue Anderson, Mary, was clear on set. Gilbert admired but envied Anderson's polished look and popularity, while Anderson preferred to stay professional and avoid conflicts. Though rumors of a feud followed them, Anderson later insisted they simply never formed a real bond, a fact reflected in her 2010 memoir, The Way I See It, where she barely mentioned Gilbert at all. Catherine McGregor, Harriet Olsen, was just as bold off-screen as she was on it. Known for correcting co-stars' performances, she even challenged Michael Landon, leading to frequent clashes. Despite frustrations, her talent was undeniable. She created a detailed backstory for Harriet, ensuring every scene had depth and purpose, something even Landon respected. Allison Arngrim, Nellie Olson, and Melissa Sue Anderson also had a tense relationship. Arngrim claimed Anderson once threatened to hit her during a fight scene, forcing producers to rewrite the moment. A later attempt to bond over a game of backgammon ended with Anderson calling Arngrim stupid. Arngrim felt Anderson was too rehearsed, like a beauty queen carefully controlling every move. Others believed her strict mother kept her distant. By the late 1970s, Little House on the Prairie remained a top NBC hit. But something had changed. The heart of the show had begun to fade. By its final season, 1982-83, Little House on the Prairie had dropped to 29th place in ratings. Its decline gradual but inevitable. Creative exhaustion set in, and audiences' preferences began to shift. At the heart of the show was Melissa Gilbert's Laura Ingalls, whom fans had watched grow up. As she married Almanzo Wilder, Dean Butler, the story naturally shifted away from the Ingalls family. Though true to history, this changed the show's dynamic. Earlier seasons thrived on family unity and survival, while later storylines felt more individual and less impactful. Almanzo's on-screen presence didn't help. While important to Laura's real story, Dean Butler's portrayal felt stiff, lacking the depth and charm of Charles Ingalls, or even supporting characters like Mr. Edwards or Nellie Olson. Their chemistry never matched other iconic TV couples, making it harder for audiences to connect. The biggest blow came when Michael Landon left. More than just Charles Ingalls, he was the creative force behind the series. Without him, Little House struggled to find its heart. New characters like the Carter family and Laura's daughter Rose failed to capture the same audience connection. By season 9, the show rebranded as Little House, a new beginning, but it lacked the warmth and charm that once made it special. Even guest appearances from Landon only reminded viewers of what had been lost. At its peak, Little House was one of TV's top-rated shows, reaching number 7 in season 4 with over 17 million viewers per episode. But by 1981-82, it fell to 25th place, and by its final season, ratings dropped to 14.5 million viewers. Meanwhile, TV was evolving. Audiences in the 1980s craved flashier, high-stakes drama, shifting towards primetime soap operas like Dallas and Dynasty. Dallas's Who Shot J.R. cliffhanger drew 83 million viewers, and by 1985, Dynasty was the #1 show in America. As the era of wealth, power, and excess took over, the simple, small-town values of Little House on the Prairie felt outdated. Even when it tried tackling darker themes like crime and addiction, it no longer fit the show's original spirit. The final episode, The Last Farewell, aired February 6, 1984, gave fans an ending no one expected: the destruction of Walnut Grove. In the story, a ruthless businessman took legal control of the town. Instead of surrendering, the residents blew it up themselves, refusing to let him profit from their hard work. Laura and Almanzo set off the first explosion, and soon homes, businesses, and even the church and schoolhouse were reduced to rubble. The townspeople then walked away, singing "Onward, Christian Soldiers," a powerful, shocking farewell. For the cast, filming this was heartbreaking. Melissa Gilbert later said it felt like the longest funeral, as nearly a decade of memories disappeared in flames. Many cast members broke down in tears. Beyond storytelling, the destruction was Michael Landon's statement. NBC abruptly canceled Little House in 1983, and Landon wasn't even told directly. Melissa Gilbert broke the news to him. Furious, he decided that if NBC was ending the show, they wouldn't keep the set. By writing the destruction into the script, he ensured no one else could use it. Despite NBC's disrespectful handling of the cancellation, Little House never faded. It became one of the most successful syndicated shows in TV history, and by 2025, its audience was 13 times larger than the average modern series, proving its enduring legacy. Thanks to streaming services like Peacock, Little House on the Prairie has found a new generation of fans, with over 13 billion minutes watched in 2024 alone. But now, the series is facing its biggest moment in decades. In January 2025, Netflix announced a reboot, sparking mixed reactions. Some fans were excited to see the story reach younger audiences, while others worried it would change too much. The biggest debate: should the new version address modern issues like diversity and gender equality? The original show already tackled tough topics: racism, addiction, and sexism, long before most family dramas did. Melissa Gilbert, Laura, reminded fans that Little House was progressive for its time, but some fear Netflix might alter its core message to fit modern trends. Showrunner Rebecca Sonnenschein says the reboot will stay true to Laura Ingalls Wilder's vision while making it relevant for today's audience. With 73 million books sold and nearly 50 years of TV history, Little House is more than a show. It's a piece of American culture. Whether the reboot captures the original magic remains to be seen. But one thing is clear: Little House on the Prairie still matters, still resonates, and still lives on.